Okay, so we have a tutorial for VideoPad. That cluttered desktop though. All the videos be like everywhere. Okay, so how you're really gonna be able to use this is where you would add all your clips right here, where it says click open or drag and drop files here. And then this is a clip preview box, and then this is a sequence preview. Clip preview shows you the clips that you click on here before they're added in the sequence. This sequence preview shows you what you have so far in your videos. So I'm gonna add all this stuff. I'm just gonna I don't even know. I didn't think this through all the way. Legit. That. Okay, let me take one. We'll use that young, because why not? Okay. So this here is where you put the audio file. So what I just did was that when I added the clips, I just double clicked it and put it in. I usually will, I don't know if it'll show up here, but I usually just click the check boxes and then it drags all four of them in. But same thing for the audio, just double click it and it'll, or not double click, you have to actually grab it and drag it into the box. So whatever audio, when you don't click on anything, nothing shows up. But when you click on the clip, it shows up here, no matter if it's audio or not. So it shows the clip preview before it's in. So what you're going to do is you're going to drag that in. And now it's in your sequence. Make sure you have click timeline. If you click storyboard, it looks like this, and it's really weird. So I suggest using timeline. I never use these little buttons here, except this. Just collapses the track so you can add more tracks on and it won't be so cluttered. This is where your audio would be. I know, it won't record the audio. I have a cheap screen recorder. So then what I usually do is if I don't have a lot of clips, or if I have clips with a lot of stuff on it, it's a long clip. Even though there's no audio in this, it still will have just that bar. And what will usually happen, like let's say I'll clip this out here. So if you don't unlink the audio, which is right click and select unlink audio, it'll still work, but it's just it takes a lot longer, because then when you put it in, you'll have the audio from the actual clip, and it'll play the audio from the actual clip instead of this. So what you're going to do, if you do that, you got to zoom in on a little bit, just use the scrolling button, or the little wheel on your mouse, and click this link, and it'll unclick it. Now you can right click and select delete, and then just drag that in. That was actually really perfectly timed too. And then what you can also do is, I always listen to the music first. So especially while I'm getting all my clips, because I have a lot of clips to put in, I will get the audio in there, and I'll drag it in here, and I'll have my headphones on, I'll be listening to it, so I get some inspiration while I'm putting the clips in. So you can use a spacebar button, spacebar button to pause the clip, or you can use this, but I suggest using the spacebar button because it's a lot faster. And to split the clips, you can either click on this here and click that, and it'll split that. So then you can just clip it there, and it'll automatically snap. And you can hold shift to make it smooth so it won't automatically snap to that, so you can get to that perfect little angle. So I listen to the music, I time it to the music, I don't just throw clips together, because I used to do that, believe me. But now I don't, so. When you get to that level, and you realize that throwing clips together doesn't really work. See right when it says, so before, when it starts saying heart, right here is where it'll say beat. So I'm going to click L or K, whichever one on your keyboard, and it splits the clip automatically. Alright, so that's just a little example. Now let me get some kickers. Well, I don't think you guys can hear this. I don't know if you can. I'll have to put it closer. So right here, this little area here is where there's like a snare, I believe, hits the beat. So you can hear that. It's a loud crash noise. I don't know if you can, but I'll add it into the video. But what I think of when I see here is a kicker. So just search. Type it with one hand. So I have plenty of kickers. I have Ulysses kickers, Katina's kickers, triple kicker, lots of Kayla kickers, one Kasaka kicker. So I like Kayla's kickers, so I'll use these two because these are front angle kickers. So again, since I don't have a lot of clips, I'll delete the audio. And what I do is, since I'm not going to wait for the clip to go all the way up like that, and then do that. So what I do is I move it to where the water is just about to come out, so that's right there at that angle. It's really weird, but right when her tail comes up, and I click the start button so the clip starts there, and the blue end button to end it. And then depending on how, if the clip's longer, just cut it. So now it'll be like, now I don't like that. I felt that came up too late, so I'll just clip it again where it comes up, and then I'll extend it again. So now what it looks like. Perfect. And now we'll do the same thing with this other kicker. These are front-facing kickers. I like the front-facing kickers for those kind of beats. I don't know why. I just feel they fit it more than normal kickers. So now let's see. Just like that. Now I do have my Die Young part from my map. Oh dang it, where'd it go? Boy. Oh, it's being there. There it is. Okay, so I just added that in. Okay, so this is my part for my map with Kayla. So I do use that. So notice here in this part of the song, it's slow, and right here, my part is right here. You can see on the screen how the little waves are lower than usual. That means it's a lower, quieter part. There's not a lot of activity, but once it hits here, it'll get louder. So like that. So that's what I did. I kept it calm. I used soft transitions. Really, I used the circle transition in black and white just to get that feel. And this is 50% black and white. And then I use flashes and fades. But in this whole part, since it has that clapping noise, I use white flashes because that's how I feel it. Here's kickers. And that's the 2 seconds of editing. So let's see. So now I'll probably use Katina's Fast Swim here. Oops. What the frick? And there's undo button, redo button up here in case something goes really wrong and you don't know how to fix it, just click undo. It'll fix it really easily. Half the time I don't know what VideoPad does. See how that ends right there perfectly where I want it to be. So I feel like I want to get a little more deep into it, so I'll split there where it says beat. So I gotta find something that'll look like a beat. Probably nothing here, but I'm gonna use Kasatka's break spin. EchoBeluga. So she comes up. I usually like to use this part here, because when she comes up, she splashes. But that's not really what I want to use. So when they come up for the break spin, they have to get all that energy up and pull their tails out. When they pull their tail out, you get that wave of water coming out. So I will use that. A lot of other people use it. I've seen Forever Shuka use it in a perfect way in her control map part, which you'll have to go see because it's amazing. Right here when the tail comes out of the water, start it. That's a beat. Right there. So now we'll see what it looks like. Perfect, just like that. Also, YEET has a break spin, but it's not really that visible because his tail kind of gets it. His tail's not really in the view there. Make sure to use more than one type of clip, as Believe Lover told me, because all I had was SeaWorld clips, nothing else. So I downloaded a bunch of Laura Park footage so I could use it. Let's see, where am I at? So to the I'll just use, I think this is Skyla or Kohana. I don't know. I don't know Laura Park orcas. All I know is Keto. Oh, I don't like the audio there. I'm sorry if I greatly offended someone because I couldn't tell the difference of the right eye patch. I know Kohana has a dot on her left eye patch, but I'm not really sure who that is. So I'll just use this here. Katina and Makayo's back bow. I don't like the audio since I don't have a lot of footage. So now I gotta find something that drums. What's going on down there? I'm sorry. What the frick? Okay, so drums. What did I use for drums on this part? Okay, I didn't really use anything for drums. Well, let's find something that'll be like drums. Let's see. I have some wetsuit up footage. Makani's Thrasher is good. I'll use this. This is special footage that I found on YouTube of the 1977 movie ORCA. This is horrible, don't watch it. So 1977. Look at how the words are like off the screen legit. Someone save it. Now, if you notice this, so I'll go back to how it was before. It had black bars on it originally. What you're going to do to fix black bars, you're going to right click the video, select crop click on it, and then 16:9. And then it goes to full screen, like every other clip. What would be drums? We'll use okay, looks good. Now VideoPad will lag sometimes, which is annoying as ever. And what I have to do is, because my VideoPad lags whenever I add a transition in there, and I can't view it because it'll lag, I always make the whole video, and then put the flashes and transitions in, and then I export it just a little as a video file to my downloads folder, and then I watch it, and then I add everything else. Okay, so after that was done, download the actual video because my screen recorder, I finished up the piece just the same way I was doing before. and I basically made it like I would map parts. This is basically where part 1 of my map would be, of my Die Young map, but it would be Galinette will be making hers with Moana. This is just random ORCA. It's just example. Okay, so so I added the 2 seconds of editing in the beginning. Oops, I added 2 seconds of editing, or 1 second of editing at the beginning, or before the music started, because the intro would be right here. And then when it started saying "I hear your heartbeat," that's when the part would start. And then at the end, right when it says "die," when it says "young," that's where the next part starts. So just there. We'll be good. Okay, something's going on. My fat cat's trying to catch something. I'll be right back. Okay, so apparently my fat cat did not get that lizard because she watched it walk by her. She's dumb. Okay, so I have this special thing where what I usually do is sometimes when I get lazy, or when I feel the beat's about to drop, which is right here when it says "young," beat drops. So what I do is I use underwater footage of bows. I have Nakai and Corky's here, and what I do is I fuse them together so when I put the crossfade transition, they blend right into each other. So it looks like this. It's kind of glitchy on the screen recorder, I noticed, but you probably see it. Just like that. And then it blends into Nalani's belly breach, and it says "young" here, so I use Nalani. Nalani's young. Hoping Nalani won't die young. That's horrible. That's why I didn't put "my ORCA will die young" as the password to get into the map. So it blends right in. And if you see here, Nakai, when he comes out of the water, just that portion of his tail is out of the water, is still in the water. So that means the front half of him is out of the water. So when I start this here, when I start the new breach, I'm not going to start it with Nalani's nose or head just out of the water. I'm going to start it where Nakai's body would be. So right here. So it flows smoothly. So here's the whole piece here. So that's basically how it would be if you had part 1 in my Dayong map and it wasn't a favorite ORCA map. So if anyone's wondering, oh shoot, dang it, vacuum cleaner, really? Boy, now it's gonna be really loud. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the vacuum cleaner's done. That probably was really loud on that, and I wasn't gonna record that in this. Okay, so basically when you're done here, well, or at least for me, because my VideoPad lags a lot, what I do is I do the whole thing, and then there's no transitions, no nothing, just raw clips, and then I'll put the transitions in. So I go through the whole thing again. So right here when it starts, I see a flash, which is fade through white. So you just click this X, fade through white. Now see how that's really long, because from my other video I had it fade like 2 seconds, 2 full seconds. That's a long time. So what I'll do is I'll put 0.150, 150. So now that's perfect. This will probably lag. Oh, it didn't lag. Now it went to black because it's lagging. See that lag there? Horrible. So 150 is the perfect amount for that. It'll show up and it'll stay consistently like that. So these should probably be fades. And once you put in the amount of time, it'll stay like that for all the different transitions. So I'll put a circle there, so it'll go through a circle rather than a fade or a flash. When it's a fade, same thing as a flash, but it's black. If you didn't know that. So right here, when the kickers, these flashes, and then I'm gonna use crossfade here, because showstopper. So I'll just crossfade smoothly. I think I'll change these. No, I'm gonna leave those there. So then, just like these, I try to keep a pattern in there. These will be fades. So again, So since these don't really land on any specific beat, these do. So these clips don't land on any specific beats. These go with the lyrics, so I'm just going to use crossfades to smooth it out. And if you notice, it says when you're here in my arms. I use footage of Bond with the Sea, Katina, and Holly in their arms, or in her arms. There. Fade, crossfade. It's a flash. So I'll do circle, crossfade, and you'll notice that this turns out very smooth. That lag though does not work at all. Okay, do anything else. I'm gonna export it. And what you have to do is it'll have you set up when you export it. If you don't already have it set up, just click browse and then whatever file you want it to be. In my case, I set it to my downloads. So that's it. So it'll go to my downloads, and then I gotta name it something. You cannot have the same thing named, two things named the same thing. Otherwise, it'll tell you to overwrite one, and I wouldn't do that. So I just name it. So this song is Die Young, so I just put Die Young, and then 1. So then for the next one, I gotta put the colorations in. And then any other details. And then Watermark always happens last. So I'm gonna create that, and how long that takes. Shouldn't take long. Alright, so it's going along pretty fast, so we'll just wait that out. Okay, so the export is now done. So what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna X out, and since I won't really use this again, I didn't save anything. So I'm just gonna X out, and it'll ask me to save or discard. Now for the sake of my VideoPad, because I am running low on memory, I just discard it. I don't need it. The actual exported video still stays. So I just gotta go in my downloads file and just search Die Young, and it'll show up right here. Great, I already have one that's called Die Young. So then I'm gonna have to rename this Die Young 9000. I don't know. Okay, that'll save it really easily, because the other Die Young is right here, which I don't need anymore. Okay, so Die Young 900. And if any of you guys are wondering why, because you probably noticed that that's a Bond with the Sea clip from her slow-mo thing. What I just did is I took the whole video that I had downloaded of her slow-mo footage, and I just put it up to speed 200, and then exported it again as a single video, so I have both the slow-mo footage and the fast footage. Now you're probably wondering, why don't you just speed it up when you're editing it? Well, again, VideoPad lags whenever you speed it up or whenever you slow it down, so it makes it a lot slower than it should be, and it does not start accurately. So I just have the fast clip, so I have it as another clip. Saw that smooth transition. I love doing that. That's so fun to do. Okay, so since there's really nothing I can use as just random flashes, just there that are on the beat, because really the clips fill it in. There is a guitar showing, but there's really nothing you really need to do there. So I don't know what I should do. Okay, I'm gonna do what I usually do. I'm gonna add some contrast and saturation. So the clip that I can see, there's this FX button at the bottom, and it'll click on this. And what you're gonna do, this little box should show up. Click this plus here, and you have all these different things. These here because I saved them. Lots of templates. And the way you make a template is you just choose whatever ones you want. So I want some contrast on mine. So when I click on that immediately, it goes way bright. That's not right. That's too low. So I'm going to lower the brightness a bit so there's some contrast. Up the gamma. Contrast. Okay, so that's good enough. Then I'll add some saturation. I'll make it like 50% black and white, sort of, because it's the beginning part. Okay, so now this will have to reload itself. See, now it's really laggy because this stuff needs to load. Well, that's on. Now it's trying to lag. Okay, but yeah, that's how much VideoPad sort of stinks somehow. Whatever. This is the full version, so my dad paid for this for me. So, because that's the coloration I'm going to add. I'm going to add black bars. So the way you add black bars is after you're done exporting the video, so it's one single file, you're going to, again, right-click the clip in the box, crop clip. So I want to add black bars. These three here are black bars. These are black bars too, but they're on the side. No one wants that, believe me. So I'm going to click 221.1. Those are black cinema bars across the screen. Now, depending on which one you click, it'll be bigger. So 235.1 is larger bars, and 239.1 is the largest bars. I personally do not like those. I stick with 221. But you can also, if you don't want to do that, if you want to have smaller bars, you can go to your effects and click crop. And then what you can do is up here you can drag a bit, and they give you smaller bars. You can control the size of the black bars. Those are probably even. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. I like that there. Now this will take a while to load. So since I'm not gonna be adding any overlays to this, you know what? What the heck, YOLO. Wait, no. I actually don't want to do that because then I have to put the. Should I put an overlay? Oh my god. I don't know if I should put an overlay or not. I'm running out of time. Okay, no overlay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add my watermark. And the way you add your watermark in this is there's this add text button. And you can either click that and it'll show up like that. So I have Webdings font on just because I was able to make a heart from my part with Hugo that I recently uploaded. So now I'm going to delete that. Remember, right click, delete. You can also do hold Control T. Same thing. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take the text bar, drag it all the way to the end of the video, so it's one constant frame rate. And when you click on the box, it'll have this little thing click add text. So now you got this little box. To make it so it's just the word is just on top of the screen and there's nothing else, you have to put editor only. If you put text background, it'll have that. This random white box around it. Those are Webdings. Those are really weird. So I always, full background is the whole text, so I use editor only. Make sure it's set to editor only if you're going to make lyrics. Here's all different fonts. You can download your own font. So my watermark is always in this font, Microsoft Himalaya, just because I like that font, and it's always in white. So now I use it in the Katina X Cayuket Studios, but I just put Katina X Cayuket. And whenever I'm making intros for someone, I just put KXK pretty small in any bottom or top corner. So now the size, which I would like this to be at 6. That's good enough. You want it to be noticeable, but not too small. Especially if you're making a part. If you're making a part, you want your watermark to be noticeable, but not too small. If you're making your own video, go for it. Make it however you want. Make it small or big. Don't make it huge, please, because we want to watch the video. We don't want to see the watermark. We like to see the video. I've seen Galinette. She makes hers, like, tiny. And then puts it, like, the way bottom corner. So then it's not noticeable. So if anyone tries to use it, they get caught off guard by a really tiny watermark. Which is kind of pretty brilliant, if you ask me. Okay, so how I position this. Friggin'. So, let's act like that didn't happen. So again, you're just going to do FX. Position. And you're going to drag it to wherever you want. We add this, and then we're going to export this. So we're going to have part 3. Okay, so same thing, export. That was Dayoung 900. We'll make this 901. Create. Okay. Okay, so we're back now. After our water change. So, I had just added the color, watermark, and cropped the clip. Now you really don't need to hear any more of the music. Now it's just adding lyrics if you'd like. So, that was just how you add lyrics the same way you add the watermark. So, let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna add the lyrics like I normally would. Lyrics obviously have to sort of be timed with the music so it works and it looks good. Obviously, because it's lyrics. Why would you have lyrics that are 30 seconds behind when the song's already started? I don't know. So I split the clips so I get an accurate where I want the lyrics to end. So right here in this space it says I hear your I hear your heartbeat. Your heartbeat starts here. Heartbeat. This is to the beat of the, and then drums, nothing, and there's nothing here. It says, oh what a, and then this is shame that you came here with, and then someone. So you're here in my arms here. Nothing in this dead space. This is let's make the, and this is most of the night. Like we're gonna die young. So I'm gonna set the lyrics up like that. So just, excuse me, I had Coke. Wait, where the, oh, there's, where? Coke is lying. Okay, so I'm just gonna add lyrics like my style is. Again, I like using Microsoft Himalaya. So let's see. I like to keep the lyrics small, like with the ones that aren't important, with like I'm gonna do this differently than my part, so again you just extend the clip as long as you need it. So when it says drums, I'm gonna end it. This dead space. I try to end the words right here where the fade is. Let me, oh yeah, and if you end up clipping something and you realize it was a mistake, you're just gonna see how the mouse is turned into that little bracket thing. Right click that and it should say unsplit clips. If you have a transition on that clip, you cannot split it. You have to take off the transition. Which the way you take off a transition is, let's say I put fade there, just put no transition. Take it off. That's it. So now when I put drums here, I won't have to put a transition at the end to fade it out smoothly. It'll look like it blended in with the fade. So I'm gonna put heartbeat in diffused. I don't know. I will put it impact. Typography is like fun. Oh, come on. So it all in the same place. That looks like a clump of stuff. So what we're going to do is this bottom one here is where it says, I hear your. So I'm going to go to where all three of them are. Preferably on black so I can see it because they're all white. So again, FX, the plus, position. So what I'm going to do with this now is, now I can drag this. I'm going to put this just above heart. So where it says heart. Now it'll show up at the top. So then I can see it's nice and neat. And the word heart appears just right underneath it. Now since we have, this is a heartbeat is one word. And beat comes on a different beat, legitimately. I'm going to again use position. Heart, let me find a black space. Okay. So if you end up clicking off of the clip, it'll say no clip selected, just click back to clip. And it'll go back to where you were. So now I'm going to drag this. Try to keep it level. And now I'm going to do the same thing for beat. I wish I'd center it. I have a problem where some things don't look centered to me. And remember, heartbeat is one word, so you want to make it look like it was one word when you first put it in. So now, that looks good. And don't worry if this goes over that little one. See how the B, part of the B is sticking over the Y. Doesn't really matter. Now, if you forget what size your font was for the beginning one, so I look back to it and it's 6. So this needs to be Microsoft Himalaya 6. So now it's the same size. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on the bottom. See how it disappears very neatly. So now drums here. I'm going to put this in diffused. I want to make it big. And we're going to give it a light gray color. Oh, let's just check it out. That looks like it's higher than it should be. So when my VideoPad glitches out, so sometimes it won't make the text centered necessarily. So I'll have to just go into position and center them again. So what I'm going to do with this is, I don't know if you've ever seen it on my videos, but some of my lyrics have a certain glow to them. Like the words are glowing, literally. So how I do that is I have all these templates here. These are random. Ignore these. These are because I had a bunch of clips that I had to add the same thing to. And it was really annoying I have to go through all this stuff. So Lucy, my Lucy map. There's animals. That was for the picture, the coloring of the picture. Can't Stop the Feeling. Wait. Yeah, Can't Stop map. That was for Can't Stop the Feeling. Carol map. Carol of the Bells. Gargoyles. Garg. Echo mirroring. Kasatka. Hugo. I don't even know what I need. Spur. For God's sake. I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. So, they're all in ABC order, which is kind of annoying. So this is where I get my black and white contrast from. But anyways, I have this special one called Fancy Text. I said memes, I don't know why. There it is. Okay, so this is a template. Crazy evil kill me. Alright, so this is a template that I have. See now, look, it's glowing. And I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to add it just how I did before. So how to make your own template is I click on shadow. So you can see in here it comes up with a shadow. So I'm going to put this opacity all the way so you can see it better. So now you can see it. Put that angle all the way down to 0. Blurriness a little bit, so now it's even more visible. And you can change the color of the shadow. So what I want to do is I want to change this color to a dark purple. So it has a really cool look to it. To be visible but not too blurry. And so you can, if you think your shadow is not really dark enough, you can keep adding more stuff to it. So I'm going to add glow. I'm going to lower that glow a bit. That's like burn your eyes out glow. So now what you just do is, since you have that, I would suggest getting rid of the position, but I'm not going to. So what you do is you click Save as Effect Chain Template, and then you name it. So whatever you want to name it, and it'll appear in your template section, as I clearly have shown here. Well, there's knock on heaven's door. That was for something else. I think it was for the lyrics, the spacing, because that was a pain to have to do. Like, I'm not even kidding. Okay, so anyway. So the VideoPad's lagging again. So I want to color heartbeat. We're going to make this red. No, we're going to make this pink, because it's a heart. I don't care if a heart is red. Get triggered. Oh, what am I doing? Now you change color is you highlight it, which is drag the mouse over it if you didn't know, and then click this text color box. Click that. Click OK. and then change the whole thing. If you just do this, if you just do that and then change color, nothing's gonna happen. So make sure you highlight the word. And I'm gonna give this a glow too, so I'm gonna give both these a fancy text, and they'll look pretty cool. Yeah. So that's basically what happens when you add fancy text. Okay, so I have finished adding all the lyrics. I just have to go eat there, so that's why I had to cut it off. Alright, so I finished adding all the lyrics, and I'm just gonna show you what it looks like, rough sketch. So I'm pretty happy with that, except for this part here, because I cannot get these centered at all. If I were to try to get it centered, this would be like halfway through everything and just keep looking weird, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So now what you have to do is you can't just leave it like this. I mean, you can, but it's not really. It'll look very, like, pointy. I don't know how to describe it. It'll just look really hard. Like you didn't really put much effort into it except for making it look good instead of, besides making it look good, fading in and fading out. So when you go to the transition, there are these little things here. Same thing that you can see on the clips. This is to fade in, so it says fade in there. You're going to click on that and to enter new fade duration. I usually just, so it'll start here. I'll just do left arrow, backspace, and then whatever number. So I like using 1 because it's quick and it doesn't make it look hard. Of course, VideoPad lags whenever I try to do this. So you can see it fades in over a second of like that. So it's short. It doesn't lag the video, make it look too slow. Because this is an upbeat song, not a slow, sad song. So I just do that for all the ones that have fade-ins. So I get that done. I used to put 2 in there, but then I realized it would get a little too long for some songs, so 1 is the default for me. So now you have these. You can't just let it fade in and then cut it out like nastily. So this one here, you don't have to do anything here because if you remember, there's a flash in the video. So when it hits a flash, it'll disappear. Okay, and they're listening to football downstairs. Apparently it's the finals, Rose Bowl. I don't know. I'm not a football person, soccer person. So right here, I usually use crossfade. So that is at 150. So I would put that, all of it. And then if you put 150 here, it really isn't the same as these. So what I do is I have to move these. I'll make these so as equal as I can to here, to that one. So it looks neat. If it's not exactly equal, it's cool. See how they all fade at the same time? And that comes in. Now what I did for my part is I actually had the word drum slide in from the left, from the right actually, but I'm not really going to do that for this. So we don't need to put a fade there at the end because it's going to be cut off by that. For this, however, the shame, I'm going to, actually what I'm going to do. So for these 3 words here, these 3 text boxes, I'm going to have them slide left, right, left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an empty text clip, not do anything. If you just take an empty text clip, nothing will show up. So it's just like adding blank box. So now I'm going to get rid of this fade. So how you do that, you just get rid of the numbering. Make sure they're all zeros. Alright, so now I'm going to add this here. So now we're going to do slide. This slide option here. And it's going to tell you, I have no idea how to work this stuff. I just leave it like this. And then it'll come sliding in. If you can see it, it'll appear right there above Kasatka's belly. And then it'll start to slide over into position. Now I'm going to do that same thing. Shoot. undo. There. We're gonna have this transition properties. And then to switch it up, you're just gonna do normal thing. Let me see if that's where I want it, if that works. Yep, that's where I want it to be. Okay. And then this one will be the same. This one will be the same. So it's gonna come from the right. Like the oh what a so like that, and then just go back to normal. And then I just oops, yep. Sometimes I don't really cut it to make it look even, because sometimes it's like that, it's not even noticeable half the time because the video is moving so fast. So I just leave that. Oh my goodness, they're freaking out because of football. Okay, so this is done. Literally nothing else needs to be done, unless you want to add an overlay. So this is all done. I can't really watch this because it's gonna lag so badly. So I'm gonna export this, and this will be at the end of the tutorial video.